So guys, Contingency Plan is back, but this time with random rolls. Now I don't know about you guys, but scout rifles over the past few years in Destiny 2 haven't been that great. But I wanted to cover this one because we have a good 15% damage buff to scout rifles in PvE now, which we didn't have before. Now this is a 260 RPM scout rifle, it's full auto, and it has a few good rolls you can choose from, whether you intend to use this in PvE or PvP. So guys, as always, we'll be going over this weapon, break down the stats, the rolls and god rolls, so don't forget to comment what roll you got and what you think of this weapon, rate and subscribe, and now let's start. Before we start, I just want to tell you guys that this Legend Lost sector was painful with this scout rifle. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect, for PvE anyway. But guys, firstly, in celebration to us almost reaching 10,000 subscribers here on the channel, I will be doing a free giveaway that anyone can enter to have a chance to win. See the link below. Now in regards to these godroll videos, if you like them and you want to see more, there's a playlist also linked below. Now that 15% scout rifle buff to PvE minor adds came into effect at the launch of Season of the Lost this week, which makes scout rifles in my opinion actually worth using more than before. I've always been a scout rifle main in PvE, even though they were pretty bad, but now we have the buff. It's much better for us to start using them more inside endgame content. So taking a look at this scout rifle in particular, it is a new, or should I say, returning scout rifle called Contingency Plan that was in the game back in Destiny 2 Year 1 in 2017. And this is an arc energy scout rifle with 260 rounds per minute. Whether or not you think this scout rifle is good is for you to decide, but before we look at the rolls and god rolls, I will say that in my opinion this weapon is pretty decent in PvP if when you have that range advantage, but the kill time for this weapon is really not that great, and you will the majority of the time lose fights against those hand cannon users at mid-range. Don't get me wrong, if you've got the distance against those users, you will win the fight. Now this weapon does roll with some good perks to quicken up that kill time, so we will go through those in just a second, but using this weapon in PvE is not terrible, but I would still choose my 180s over 260s like Hung Jury or Vision of Confluence. Depending on what rolls you get though, it can be worth using, although I did try this in a Legend Lost sector, and most of the time I just couldn't keep up with the amount of duplicating ads and the time it took to kill them and then reload. But that could just be me playing bad and not having perfect rolls, but give me your thoughts on this weapon below. So the base stats of Contingency Plan in Destiny 2 Season of the Lost gives an impact of 45, a range of 52, stability of 50, handling of 28, reload of 33, and an aim assist of 66 that 10's left. Not the perfect set of stats, but if you're good with scouts and PvP, you can work with it. Now again, this is a 260 RPM full auto scout rifle, and you will want to work on improving that range along with handling. Anyway, let's check out those rolls to improve this weapon's stats, to make it better to use in either your standard PvP or PvE game modes. So in the first slot, the rolls we have are Firmly Planted. Could be good in PvP, but the way PvP is right now with a lot of movement, I wouldn't really use this personally. But Tunnel Vision, another good choice for PvP to increase that ADS time. Outlaw, no distractions. Subsistence, amazing for PvE. And Surplus. Then for your fourth slot we have Unrelenting, Fresh, Frenzy, Kill Clip, Elemental Capacitor, and One for All. Some great rolls there to choose from. Now with PvP, you want to increase that handling, at least I would anyway. So going with a Fluted Barrel and Accurized Rounds is an amazing combo to have. Fluted Barrel will boost that handling up to 43, overtaking some hand cannons base handling such as the Vulpecula, giving you that faster draw time which could end up making you win that fight in the end. Because your scout's kill time will be much slower than most hand cannons, but that Accurized Rounds will boost that range, which is really what you want on these sort of weapons, to be able to take that range advantage against people that would be using something like a 180 hand cannon. But the main perks I'd combine with these for your PvP godroll would be either Outlaw or Surplus alongside Kill Clip. Now I wouldn't sleep on Elemental Capacitor, that will give you some huge benefits to the initial stats, but my choice personally would be Kill Clip, always a good top tier perk for PvP. The Masterwork I'd go for would be Handling if you don't use Fluted Barrel, but if you got Fluted Barrel then range would be your king. Now for PvE, boy did I have some fun in PvE killing the same ads over and over non-stop. No, but yeah, for PvE I wouldn't recommend using this in there as it's not perfect, but if you got the right rolls it could work. But realistically speaking, if a Legend Lost sector can't handle ad control, then it's unlikely a master activity would. I feel the weapon is just too weak for killing ads, and bear in mind that I did also have a Taken Spec mod on for even more DPS. and that still didn't work. But a god roll for PvE, if you are going to take this in there, would be something like a full bore or hammer forged rifling with a tactical mag or extended mag. And then for your main traits, you want a good subsistence alongside frenzy or one for all. For me, it would be one for all, and then the masterwork would ideally be reload speed or range. Now in PvE, you want to get that range, mag size and DPS up as high as possible, or you will struggle to consistently kill adds at a distance, which is really what you don't want when you're in those harder activities. Either way though, if you've got some of those good perks, it will still be worth using when you need an ARC scout rifle. But with no champion scout rifle mods in the game currently, it's honestly not worth it at this moment in time. That's just my personal thoughts and review though on this weapon specifically. I still do prefer my Vision of Confluence in that energy slot. So guys, that is all for this Contingency Plan Energy Scout Rifle weapon review and godroll breakdown. Next, you should go check out the playlist for more top weapon godrolls in the game, but as always, perhaps give this one a try. It could work out for you, and let me know what you think of it. I love reading all your comments. And guys, I'll see you tomorrow for the next video.